Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Mary,
I'm Linda.
and we're Pinky Mouse Sisters in the kitchen, and we're going to be making carrot souffle. Am I saying that right?
Carrot souffle.
Souffle. Yeah, I can't say that word. Y'all know how I am about pronouncing
It
things.
sure smells good in here.
Yeah. So what I've done, I've actually already made one, and also started on the other one, because this is not something you can do within an hour, because it has to bake in the oven for at least 45 minutes. So anyway, you start out with now you can use whole carrots. If you use whole carrots, you need to peel them. I use the little small ones. This is a 2-pound bag. I just didn't use quite all of it. And these just needs to be washed. And then some of the tips, I did cut off some of the tips that have a little bit.
Yeah,
They didn't
sometimes
quite
you
get
have
all
to
of
do
them
that.
off. So I've washed them and then I've got them cooking here in some water. You can boil these carrots, or you can steam them. This is almost 2 pounds, little baby carrots, and this does not make a big dish. I made this, but it's been several years ago. I forgot how long, and so I kind of forgot how much the measurements was. But if I was doing this for a big family, I would double this recipe.
Okay.
Because I would double this on carrots, because it doesn't make a big.
Is this like a dessert or is it a
Well,
side
it's
dish?
supposed to be a vegetable, but it tastes
Okay.
like it
I
tastes
wasn't
like.
sure.
I tell you what, this is good with. It would be ham and dressing. Yeah, this way, it tastes almost like sweet potatoes. Is what it tastes. I thought it was a sweet potato casserole the first time I ate it, because it is sweet. So anyway, these carrots has to cook to their real mushy, real extra soft. All right, and we can't. Let me see if they're soft, because that's the main thing. Linda, you can go ahead and crack these eggs. I've got
Okay.
3 eggs here. Here's a little bowl to put in, because we have to crack that separate. And we can't do anything till these carrots are done. That's why I went ahead and started cooking them. I'm gonna take a carrot. I'm gonna take a fork and see if they're soft enough.
Are these large eggs, Mary?
Yeah, they are, but you know how it is nowadays, that large eggs, so
Not very big,
not
right?
very big. I've been cooking these for 45 minutes, so I guess I'll go ahead and take them off. Some of the big ones, it'll mash up, but I'm gonna use my colander over here to drain them.
Her spring runner looks so pretty. I
Oh,
just
thank you.
noticed it.
I'm gonna drain them, and
Oh, did you share that?
I just drained them in the colander. And if you'll hand me that bowl there. Thank you, Linda. All right.
That's quite a few carrots.
Yeah, it is. And then you put, this sounds odd, but you put baking powders in this.
Well, it probably needs to get a little rise,
Rice,
doesn't
I
it?
guess so, yeah. So you put this in here. That's a teaspoon and a half. And vanilla.
Okay. No wonder that smells so good. Are you through with baking powders?
I am. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
I opened a new bottle. I should have already had this open, but I put 2 measuring spoons. So I'm good with the flavoring.
I got it.
I can't get it up. And then this is our potato masher. And I did not put this in the recipe to do this, but it helps when you start to beat it. So, because oh yeah, sugar. I need some sugar in here.
And this is Imperial.
This is
extra fine
Imperial
sugar,
extra fine sugar.
and we are sponsored by Imperial. It's very good sugar. We used it a long time before we were ever sponsored by it.
And that's not quite a cup. So that cup, I mean the sugar kind of moistens it and creates
Yeah.
a little
Do these need beat? the eggs, or you put
They
in
will,
the
they will, but I do
You
this
don't wanna
first.
beat.
It doesn't matter, you can beat them now or beat them later, it don't matter.
I wanna beat them now.
But I'm mashing these because it makes it easier, because I'm gonna beat them with the mixer.
Okay.
I know something you can do, Linda, if you don't mind.
Okay.
There's a little vegetable oil, just don't take much. Well, it's back behind the flour, I guess, back behind the flour. Just oil that pan.
Okay.
I'm using, in the recipe it says a 9 by 13 inch pan, but I've already made one this morning, and so I'm going to take this, I'm going to give this one away that I'm making now, and I'm going to put it in an aluminum pan, so I can.
So you just want this lightly oiled?
Just lightly oil, yes. Okay, now, wash that. And then
Where'd you get this pan, Mary?
I got it at Walmart. It's just a throwaway pan. And when you're beating this, you need to beat it on low speed at first, just because it'll splatter everywhere until you kind of get it going, and then you beat it fast, because you want this carrots to be completely mashed up. That's fine. Yeah, it just lightly greases all it is. You have to be very careful, because this does. It just goes everywhere. I guess it'd probably be better to have done this in the big mixer where I could use that shield, because it just splatters everywhere, because it's
Kind of like sweet potatoes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And you're supposed to whip this, so I beat it. But it's just, as long as you got it, it'll completely mash up. You want to make sure that your carrots cook a long time. I think I've actually cooked these about 45 minutes, but it wouldn't hurt to cook them an hour, because that makes sure that they'll mash up a lot easier. Thank you, Linda. And your butter needs to be soft.
We're gonna get some more storm, another round of storms coming through tomorrow. Have you been keeping up with the weather?
Yeah, I have. Yep, it's supposed to be bad tomorrow.
Hope it doesn't get too bad.
I know, it splatters. I had it everywhere this morning. If you have a deeper bowl, you know, probably.
I do that sometimes with my
Yeah. All right. Now we put some flour.
And that's just all-purpose
All-purpose flour.
flour. Mm-hmm. I don't use self-rising too much, except
Yeah.
for biscuits.
Yeah.
Unless it just is
Two of those.
recipe specific.
And I have to beat this again. It just kind of thickens it, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you, yeah, would you wipe this table off for me,
Oh, yeah.
please? Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
And then you beat the eggs. Where's my phone? Just cut it down or off, or whatever. I forgot to turn my phone off. But we're still trying to rest up from our ladies' retreat, a conference. And I feel, every day I feel a little bit more rested. Get this egg bit up in here good, mixed up good. And then we'll put the butter in there, and that is it. It's real easy. It's easy to do, but it's just a long process. So you have to cook your carrots first. And it's not an easy, not quick. It's easy, but not quick.
I was wondering if you put any cinnamon or anything in it, but
No,
it doesn't have cinnamon in it.
it doesn't. It sure doesn't. If you put some in it, it really would taste like it would, sweet potatoes.
Are you put it all in?
Yes. The butter, that butter wasn't quite soft enough, but I think I can stir it up. Your butter needs to be soft. So, of course, it's going to melt in the oven anyway, but and if you don't get your carrots mashed up real good, whipped up real good, when you're just doing the carrots, once you get your eggs and the butter and all of that in there, it's more liquid, so it beats better. I know that. I know. It splatters everywhere. Oh, I'm turning this off. I'll stir it.
I got it.
I know it. I got on my glasses. It does. I had my recipe out and I was getting it all over the recipe, so it's kind of messy.
We got something fun we're going to tell y'all about in a little bit. Right, Mary?
Yes. Okay. Did you get it on your glasses?
Just a little bit. I think I could manage until we're finished.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now this right here, the reason I'm putting it in this throwaway is because I'm taking this to someone. But you lightly grease your pan. This will in the recipe book, I said a 9 by 13 inch pan, and that's what I cooked it in. But you can see, if I was cooking this for a big family, I'd double the recipe. And I think when I made it before, I did double a recipe. But I don't remember because it's been a while.
I've never made a carrot souffle.
Well, I made it not long after the first time I ate it, and it was so good. So I got the recipe from the lady. It was a member of our church's mother brought this to one of our get-togethers at church.
Okay.
I don't know if it was Easter or Christmas or what, but it goes real good with ham, dressing, stuff like that. And I got out some ham this morning. I was thinking about making some ham with maybe in some beans or something, but I didn't. But I'm gonna put this in the oven.
Watch out, Aunt Linda.
I'm sorry. I was going.
I'm sorry.
for you. That's okay.
I wasn't paying attention. And I'm gonna set the timer for an hour, but we're not gonna wait.
Because you're smart and already got one done, haven't you?
Yeah, I've already made, and this is. I need a picture of this too. This is and then you put powdered sugar. You put Imperial powdered sugar on I have that.
So good.
Imperial powdered sugar. I just took the sifter and sifted it. I just took the sifter and sifted it over it. Now we're going to taste it. Oh,
Hold
you
on.
want a picture?
before.
Yeah.
Do you want me to move this, Mary?
You can, please. Thank you.
Okay.
I have. Oh
We
goodness.
forget this, y'all.
Yeah. Linda, you just got the crop. Okay, Linda.
I just took it. You didn't see me?
Oh no, I didn't. I'm sorry.
No, that's
I didn't
okay.
know- I didn't know you took it. I don't know. Weren't you done it while you was videoing?
Yeah, I'm multi-talented like that.
So let's get a plate and put some in it.
Just want to buy it. It looks real light, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's why I said I would have it if you're baking this and you're gonna use a 9 by 13, I would double the recipe. What you think?
It's delicious. It tastes like sweet potatoes.
Tastes like sweet potatoes.
It's really good.
Yep, that's what it tastes like. So anything that you would have with sweet potatoes, and it's carrots. This is a good way to get your kids to eat carrots.
Yeah.
Of course, it's got sugar in it, but it's good.
It's very good. I wonder if Bradley would eat that.
I don't know.
Does he like carrots?
Linda, Carl, does he like
A
carrots?
little bit. He's pretty picky.
Okay, now we're gonna sit down. I'll just put this back on the stove.
Hey, that was real good, Mary.
No, thank you. That was quick, easy. So, you wanna, are we gonna show them this?
Yeah.
You want me to hit this stuff down there?
Please.
The Easter basket.
I'll get it.
Okay, thank you, Linda.
Okay, so, you wanna tell
Okay,
them?
you can go ahead and tell them.
So, y'all know that our Pa and Ma Lee lived on the farm by the Toyac River in, southern, I guess, southeastern Nacogdoches County, south of Sharina. And, our cousin, Herschel, they grew up down there in the little red house.
Right.
Their dad
On the
was
farm.
Uncle Herschel, which was Mama's twin brother. And I'm going to read this.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll give you a little bit. but
Okay.
Saturday, not Saturday, but was it Friday that they came?
Yeah, it was Friday. It was
That
Friday.
They called us and they,
No, why it was Thursday.
okay.
It was Thursday.
So they came up, yes, because it was the
Yeah.
day of orientation.
Yeah.
They drove up, they lived down close to Houston, and they drove up to campgrounds to give this to us. It's a charcuterie board. Herschel made this.
Isn't that beautiful?
gorgeous?
It's
And he
beautiful.
put Pinky Mouse on it. And I'll read on the back and then you can read the
Okay.
letter.
Okay.
So on the back of it, he said, Mary and Linda, this serving board is to say thank you for publishing Aunt Hazel's book, Herschel.
Isn't that sweet?
It was so sweet.
That was so sweet.
And then I'm gonna let Mary read the letter because I'm not sure I can read it without crying.
Well, I know how to brace myself a little bit better. Not, I try not to. Anyway, I try to be more so I can read it. It says, Mary and Linda. This is beautiful paper.
It is.
Isn't
It's
it beautiful
gorgeous.
paper?
It's some kind of parchment paper. I wonder if they made that paper.
I don't know, but it's beautiful. It says, Mary and Linda. This walnut board.
Okay, if you can,
Is-
I'll take it.
The walnut board is from a tree that I found blown down near Lake Sam Rayburn. As near as I can tell, the tree blew down due to disease about 1999. The rings on the tree trunk indicate that the tree was about 75 years old when it quit growing. That means that a walnut sprouted on the side of a hill overlooking the Toyac River, about 10 miles down the river from Paul Lee's farm. And that was in about 1925. This was the year that my dad and your mother was born. Life takes its toll and everything eventually returns to where it came. But everything leaves a mark on this world. Just as your mother left a mark, an important mark by writing about her life. Now this walnut tree has made its mark that can carry on for years, Herschel Lee. And this is part of it.
It was just, you did good reading it. It was just such a tribute to Mother, and he also made his wife one, and he told us when this tree was cut down, he cut it in slabs and stored it in. And he said what kind of box it was, and I don't remember what the name of the box was, but he kept it in this box, I believe he said, for 20 years.
It was a long time because he had it since 1999.
Yes. And then he took this out and made these beautiful boards, and
It's beautiful.
and made this.
He engraved that.
And I just think that it was just so personable and such a beautiful thing that he did for us.
And that engraving that he's got Pinky Balls, you know how he had to go deep into the wood? He's got so much shellac on this that it's all smooth.
Yeah.
It's not
He
in
did a
indention.
beautiful
He did a
job.
beautiful job.
We love you, Herschel and
Yes,
Karen. We
yes.
think so much of our
Yes.
cousins, and we really will always treasure this.
Okay.
And we've gotten several things over the last
Yes.
few days. These are both yours.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, I opened
Okay.
mine at home.
Okay. All right. This is from Michelle.
From our friend Michelle
It's a
in the
little
Dallas
cross.
area.
Hello, Spring.
A
Isn't that
beautiful
cute?
spring cross.
Isn't that pretty? And this one's mine too?
Yes.
And we thank you, Michelle. I
Yes.
talked to her yesterday, and it was something I had to hang up. Someone was calling me, and it was a call I've been waiting on, and so I had to hang up. So Michelle, I will get back with you. And here's a blessing. I hope you enjoy this Easter with all its blessings. Thank you all for all you do, Michelle. And she sent me some stamps.
She sent us each a
Yeah,
book of stamps,
yeah.
and this.
She told me
this
she's going to
beautiful
send
Easter
us
card.
stamps, but I
And
forgot.
it's such a thoughtful gift
Yeah.
because we use things like that.
Yes,
It's
yes.
very, very sweet.
So thank you,
We
Michelle,
love
and
you.
I'll get back to you, finish our phone call later. I had to get off.
And last Tuesday, right after we got through filming, y'all know we only cooked once last week, and right after we got through filming, and Mary and the girls were leaving, and there was a box outside, so we ran back in real quick and opened it. And it was from Jennifer Asker in the Houston area, one of our good friends that watches us all the time. And she actually sent two, but this first box, she mailed it, and we'll tell you about the other one in a minute. But
And she said pot holders.
Yes.
She sent me the black and white check-it and the oven mitts and the towels. Aren't these
And
pretty?
in her card, she said, y'all will know
Yeah.
whose is whose, which we knew that
Yeah.
the check-in was for Mary.
Aren't they pretty?
They're
It's
beautiful.
it's several of them. It's like four.
Yeah, it's several
Four.
several different ones, and mine are
Two,
all ready to use.
three,
I've got mine ready, and we really, these are gifts that we love to get, and
Right.
we use them, and we never ever expect. In fact, we're always surprised when we
Yeah.
get something.
We don't expect y'all to send us anything, and if we have overlooked showing something that somebody has given us,
It
that's
has-
what I'm afraid of.
It has not been intentional.
I am so afraid that I'm going to forget to thank someone or show it on air, and I wouldn't do it for nothing, but I know we've missed some, but I apologize, you know who you are, but we try to,
Stephen, our friend, isn't he in Indiana?
No, he's in Minnesota right now.
Stephen, didn't you say he was a school teacher?
He's a school teacher. I
Okay.
think he's in Minnesota.
Okay, well, I may be wrong about that.
I think he's
But
in Minnesota or Michigan one.
I'll have to look at the address over there.
Okay.
I have it. Anyway, Stephen sent us the sweetest gifts.
Yes.
And
Hand me that basket, please, Linda.
it's been a while since I've got an Easter basket.
I
And he
know.
sent me and Mary both an Easter basket.
All wrapped up. Isn't that pretty?
It was beautiful. It was beautifully wrapped with pretty pink tissue paper in the box.
I've already opened mine and took some of it out.
And has so many, I've opened mine too, and it has candy, it has pencils
Pencils.
and pens,
I took my pens out. I got
Did
them
you?
in there.
some cute little spatulas,
Couple spatulas. I already got the other in my drawer.
several different
Candy.
kinds of candy,
Eyeglasses.
some Purell.
Hand
And,
sanitizer. Candy.
There was a notebook in it,
Yeah,
a real pretty
notebook.
notebook.
And I think there was a cup towel. A
Little cute
pot
little
holder
sunglasses.
is in here also.
And then he sent us,
has
ordered
little
one of
ribbon.
Mama's books, and then he also sent us some, I think you said it was pot holders,
Pot
right?
holders, yeah.
And so thank you very much, Stephen, for that.
Thank you, Linda.
And I'm not going to read this card. It was a thank you card to me, but it was talking to both of us. It was Evelyn was one of the winners on my Peppered Chef page, and it was the sweetest letter card. And I'll let you read it if I don't forget.
I got
carrots
carrots
on
all over me. This one definitely
Yeah,
has to be
too.
worse. They can put one using.
And Mary, she told me that she had watched us since the first video that we did, and we have so many sweet friends
we have.
that have watched us since the beginning in
Yes.
July of
Yes.
2020.
Jane Brown was one of them.
Jane
Mm-hmm.
and Lisa, is Lisa Jane's
Lisa,
daughter?
no, yes, Lisa, yes.
So we don't want to start naming names because
Yeah.
we will not remember everybody. But we love when we get something like that. This card touched my heart so much I had tears rolling down my eyes when I was reading
Yeah.
it. So it really does make us feel like that, what we set out to do, we're doing it. And
We get letters all the time, and we don't read them on
no, we
online.
don't read them on
But
air.
we get letters all the time.
And the devil
from
don't
people.
like it.
No, he don't.
He does not like what we're
No.
doing.
And I need to go through. I save them. Oh goodness, do I ever save them? I got a box of them. I'm talking about a big box of them. But I need to go through them and pick out some of them that said talking about them getting with their sister or that they hadn't seen in so many years and all. We've got letters. Like that people is speaking. And I got a letter. The last one that I got. I've told y'all about it. I talked to her. I wish I'd had it out. She said over a year ago, she called here and talked to me, and she was so down because she wasn't able to see her grandkids, her son or her grandkids. She wasn't able to, and so she was so emotional on the phone. I think Carla was here that day, and I just prayed for her right there on the phone. I prayed for her. She reminded me of that in the letter, and she said, "You prayed for me on the phone when I was at such a low point a year ago." She said now she can happily say that her son is back in her life, and she has her grandkids around her, and how much she appreciates our prayers and me telling her, "Don't give up, don't give up." And I've talked to her several times since then, and one time she says, "I'm feeding these grandbabies," and she, and she was saying, "I mean, they're a handful." I said, "Yes, and that's what you prayed for." And she said, "Oh, I'm not complaining," but she said, "They're fixing to leave," and she said, "I can sit down," because she was just, you know how you do with your grandkids, you just rushing around trying to please them and everything. And so anyway, and I just, it just floods my heart to know that people knows that God can answer prayers. God does answer prayers. Just don't give up.
Mary, sometimes when you're in a situation, it's hard. And I've heard preachers and Sunday school teachers tell us this over the years. Sometimes it's difficult to have faith for yourself.
Exactly.
When you're in that situation, you need someone else to reach
to
in.
intervene for you.
And
Yes.
I believe that. I
do
believe
too.
that's why
I do too.
God's people can help other Christians and even non-Christians, because you just cannot always pick yourself up. We were abundantly blessed because the way we were taught. But not everybody, and even people that were raised in what we were raised in or the way we were raised, even sometimes they can't pull themselves up. They need someone to help.
Yes, and I don't believe in airing our personal problems and things like this, but this is a good time. I'm going to mention it because I know we've got people out there praying for us to keep the same. I want you to know that we have my granddaughter has a situation that she needs God to intervene for her.
Divine intervention.
Intervention for her and her children. So I know that God is able to do it. That's Carla's grandkids and her granddaughter. And I know that God can answer the prayer, but it's a situation that only God can handle. So I want you praying people out there to pray for this granddaughter and her 4 children, that God, that all the things that's going on, God can, that the higher authority can see what's really happening out there. I just want y'all to pray that God will move for this family.
And we're curious people, so it's going to be natural for you to wonder what in the world's going on, right? So I want to say this: I love all of the kids. I love all the kids in our family, all the adults, the little kids, the babies. But this situation was not a fault of Mary's granddaughter, Carla's daughter. This is something that was completely out of her control, and that has been twisted to where and this has been going on
For 11 months.
almost
11
a
months. Little Carla, I say little Carla, she's my oldest, but she has been going. I sometimes I think Carla's been tried like Job. I'm not kidding. She has just been tried, one problem after the other. But God's able, and we can all bind together, and this can happen.
And
This
we
can
have
happen.
we have
won't-
prayed and prayed and prayed, and we've not only prayed, faith without works is dead. We put works to this.
Yes, we have.
But it's still in the same rut that it's been being in. But I do believe we heard all these wonderful messages from the ladies at Ladies Conference.
Yes.
And we came out that day, and I looked at Carla and I told her, I said, we do not have to accept this situation
Yes.
anymore. And we are just believing God, and y'all pray and believe with us
Yes.
that something is going to change, and very quickly.
Right. Well, anyway, that was since it presented itself like it did. We've had this, like she said, we've been going on for 11 months now. But it's time for something to change.
Yes,
It's time
absolutely.
for something to change.
And should we also ask prayer for Charles?
Charles and
And
Linnell.
Linnell.
Yes. Linnell has got COVID. Charles and Linnell both had COVID. 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
And Charles got better, and he got over it. But Linnell is still struggling, so she needs prayer. She's just she just can't seem to get her strength back. So she went to the ER the other day because Charles came in and she didn't look good at all. He said so. They took her to the ER and they admitted her. She has pneumonia in her left lung, and so she's real weak. So they only kept her overnight because she's not severe, but she still needs a touch.
Yes.
She still needs a touch from God. And while she was in the hospital, our brother Charles, he fell,
Had a bad fall.
and so he's okay, no broken bones or anything, but we just. He can hardly move this morning. We talked to him and he can hardly get out of the chair. It hurt his back and his ribs and all, so we don't know. He's not serious, but he still needs, to try to stop Charles from
He's
From
got to feel
moving.
very bad
Yeah.
not to be getting
and
up.
he can't get
And
out.
Pinkie Paw would say, our granddaddy Pinkie Paw would say he's stove up, and
Yeah.
he was stove up. I
Yeah.
mean, really,
Yeah.
really bad. But anyway, y'all
Anyway,
please remember
it
him.
seems like that we just got an abundance of prayer requests this morning. But you know what? I know all of you out there are praying people, so we appreciate it.
We
I
do.
know y'all prayed so much for me, and I knew y'all was praying for me, and it did help me.
It does.
It
absolutely
helped.
prayer.
Yes.
Prayer makes a difference.
Yes.
Now we're gonna just quickly mention something
Yes.
about our other pages,
that paper.
and we're limited as to what we can say and how much we can say, but we do want to say this. First of all, back to Ladies Conference, we met some of the most amazing of our viewers, and I'm hesitant to call names, but I am
Yeah.
going to say hi, Monica.
Hi, Monica.
We just
Hi, Monica.
Hi,
we
Monica.
fell in love with you and your
Yes.
church friends.
Yes.
I know there was a Mary. I know there was several other
Yeah.
people that came. There was a Teresa. There was several people that
From
came.
that same church.
Yes, and from different areas that watch us. We would be walking by and they said, "We watch y'all," you know. And so we met a lot of good friends, but we do want to say we appreciate and love y'all so very much, and thank you for watching us, for sharing us, and for supporting
Yeah,
us.
Monica, she stayed and visited with us a long time in our booth, so that's why we kind of got a little close to her, is because she it's such a sweet disposition.
Yeah,
just
very,
such a
very,
sweet,
very
just
sweet
a
lady.
sweet. Now we want to talk our birthday. This is the last week for our birthday drawing, so for the apron. So if you got a birthday this month, March, this is the time to text it to our business phone, which is 903-235-48 704. And give us a few minutes after we get off air because that's the same phone that we're using here. So don't forget, if you got a birthday this month, text your name and your telephone number has to be with it because we have no way of contacting you if you don't have a telephone number with it. So your name and telephone number and the day, not the date, the day of your birthday, because all of them supposed to be in March. So just the day is fine. Okay, all right, and then Saturday in Kilgore, Texas, we are going to be set up downtown on Commerce Street with a booth. And we're going to have all of our merchandise on it, in it, and just a little booth. And so we will have Mother's Story there, and we will have our cookbooks, and we'll have cups and aprons. We will sign them if you meet us at our booth, and purchase. So we want to just invite everybody that's in the Longview, Kilgore area, any surrounding area. I know I met a lady at the ladies' conference that lived in Cushion.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course she purchased a book, so she probably wouldn't want to come there. But we will be in Kilgore. It's an outside. It's on the street under a canopy, and it'd be Pinky Mall Sisters in the Kitchen banner, and it's from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And so we're only there 4 hours. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 4 hours. We're only there 4 hours, so we'll be tearing down at 1 o'clock. So if you want to come by and see us, visit with us, meet and greet, whatever, we'll be there in Kilgore on the square. It's a square, but it's on Commerce Street. It's where the derricks, the oil derricks are, in front of those, and the street will be blocked off. So that's where all the vendors will be. There's going to be lots of different vendors there. It's called the Farmers Market. Okay.
So if y'all get a chance, come out
Right.
and see us.
Okay.
And was there any other announcements we we're going to make?
I think that's all except that one.
Okay. So Thursday, we're going to have something really fun for y'all. We've talked about doing this
Yeah.
for a long time. So why don't you tell them
All right.
what we're going to do?
Well, I'm not going to tell them exactly what we're going to do. It's going to be a surprise.
Give them a hint.
Give you a hint. We're going to have guests on our show Thursday, and so y'all going to have a totally different program on Thursday. So don't forget to watch. It's somebody y'all been asking for. So if that might give you a little hint. So we're gonna do a different video on Thursday. So tune in and watch and see what's gonna
Be sure
gonna
to
happen.
share and let everybody know. Because aren't we going to do a giveaway the following week from everybody that watched
Okay,
and shared?
tell them how that's gonna work.
So we normally do, when we do random giveaways on Pinky Balls, we normally do it for people that are watching live, right? So everybody that has to go back and watch the replay, you can't watch it live if you're working or at a doctor's appointment or kid's appointment or something. Y'all don't get in on the live drawings. So this time we're going to give you until the following Tuesday to watch and share, and we're going to pick a winner from that group. And you don't have to be watching live. We're going to pick a winner from everybody that's watched it and liked it and shared, right?
Yeah, we're going all four of us have to be watching. What I don't know. We're gonna do by numbers or.
We'll figure something out.
So whoever likes and shares, and we know when you've liked and shared. So everybody will be that liked and
Do we
shared.
know yet what we're going to give away?
No, I hadn't decided. What do you want to give away?
Well, let's give away something good. What
Okay.
about, I'm going to throw something out there, and y'all
Okay.
tell me if y'all think, girls, y'all chime in too. Maybe a set of the coated knives.
Okay.
What else
Okay.
could we have to choose from?
I know I have to pick from what I have. My inventory is not that great right now, but I have a platter with the bowl. I have that. That's hard to mail.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
it's real hard to
It'll
mail.
break. I don't want to mail something that's going to break.
We have cake pans, we have colanders, we have different things that
Right.
is not breakable. So we'll choose something really nice. I'm kind of leaning toward the knives, but I will get a consensus. It'll be a nice gift.
Okay, all right. we'll
I
fix
love
that.
those coated knives.
They're my- I love 'em.
Everybody
Yeah.
seems to like
Do
those
y'all
coated
think the
knives.
coated knives would
Yeah.
be
I think
good?
that's
Yeah.
a great deal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
They're
good.
about what, $80?
I think it's $79.
Yeah.
Yeah, $79.
Plus whatever it costs
So we'll
to
get the
mail
set.
them.
It's 5, isn't it? 5
Yeah,
pieces.
5 knives. It's
Yeah.
a chef's knife,
Yeah.
a Santoku knife, a utility knife, a tomato slicer, and a pair of knives.
I do have that. So
Well, I do too.
yeah,
We can use mine.
okay.
Okay, so y'all be sure to be planning on watching the replay. If you can't watch live, and tell your friends about us and share us, so you'll be in on that drawing.
Right.
So we're gonna go back to Pepper
Tamar?
Chef now.
Okay.
Do you want to finish that?
No, that's fine.
Okay. So on Pepper Chef, Mary and I each have a page, and we have to keep it separate from Pinky Miles because of taxes. So I'm gonna make this as brief as possible. We're going to do something special for Mother's Day and for Father's Day,
And
right?
Yeah, and for all y'all out there, it says that I have a lot of followers, but when I get on video, I have less than 1,000 views, and
So y'all watch
I don't know if we have a different group or what, but Linda gets a lot more than that, and I don't know if it's just because the people on our Pink Malls doesn't know that I do or what.
I'm wondering if we
But-
have a lot of viewers on Pinky Mouse that doesn't know. So both of
Or
our
don't have
pages are
notifications
separate.
or something.
Yours
yeah.
is
Mine is Pepper Chef with Mary Lumen, consultant.
and mine's Pampered Chef with Linda Pinkston Dalton. So I'm going to be creating a little, oh, I don't know, it's not a banner, but creating a post that will be colorful for Mother's Day. So I want whoever gets this to have it in time for Mother's Day. So I'm giving it away in April.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be doing something similar.
Something similar.
I'm going to be doing something special for Mother's Day and Father's
And
Day.
the same thing with Father's Day. In April, I'll be giving away something for Mother's Day, something nice. In February, oh my goodness. in May, I'll be giving away something for Father's Day. So, did
Right.
we decide that we're going to do this kind of like we did the Christmas giveaway? Let people tell us why that you should win this for Mother's Day.
Right. Well, we could do that. I know what I'm going to give for Father's Day, and that's that grill tool set.
Okay,
I'm gonna give that
that's
away.
a great
Yeah.
gift. Great gift.
I'm going to give that away to Father's Day and Mother's Day. I'm gonna put a package together. It's gonna be more than one item, but it's not gonna be no one
Like a-
big item. But I'm gonna do
A
like
bunch
a
of
box,
stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
for Mother's Day.
So y'all go to our pages. We'll have details on it. I'll have details on mine. It's not on there yet.
Mine's not.
And mine is going to be for April. It's going to be from the 1st to the 15th of April. So I can get it to you by the end of April, and they would have
For
it for
Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day.
Okay.
And the same thing with Father's Day.
I will too because I'm
So
like
we'll
you.
both follow that same.
And whenever we, I guess this be all right to say this, but when I do drawings, the addresses. So don't send us your physical address if you don't get mail at that address. I've got 2 packages over there, giveaways, that when I take it to the post office, they say that address is an address, but it is not a mailing address. I have to know if you have a P.O. box, then you're going to have to give me the P.O. box because I can't send your gift because the post office won't. He said I can go ahead and send it, but it'll come back because they're not going to deliver to your physical address if you don't get mail at that house.
And
So the same way with the cookbooks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you. I've had this one cookbook for months, Linda, that I've emailed the person. I have never gotten a response back. I have no phone number, and I have a cookbook that somebody ordered that they haven't gotten. They're
And we
probably
don't know
thinking
how
that
to
we.
get it to you.
Yes, I'm gonna, in case somebody knows, I'm gonna tell them who it is because
Okay.
I've got more than one, but I think the others I've called them.
Here, your tablecloth looks so pretty.
Oh, thank you. I sent an email. This is back in February, and it's
Okay.
her name is Sue, and her last name is Beaucom.
I recognize that name. I recognize that. So get in touch with us.
Yeah,
Sue,
get
and
in
give us
touch
your-
because I've got a cookbook here that has been that they say is not mailable. It's address on it. It's not mailable. So please get in touch with us.
And anytime you're sending addresses to us personally, whether it's for Pinky Malls or whether it's for Pampered Chef, it should go through a direct message. Please don't ever put an address in comments because it's really hard to find.
And
out.
another thing is when you send a check for cookbook or mother's book, you've got to put on there if it's a cookbook or mama's book. I have 2 checks that it says book, and there's no phone number on the check.
And you don't know which book.
I
they
don't
want.
know whether it's mama's book or if it's a cookbook. So you just have to make it clear what you want whenever you send us checks, because we don't know. We don't want to send you a cookbook if you was want mama's book, and vice versa.
Right,
So we
absolutely.
have to know. It has to be clear. So anyway, it seems like all we're doing is talking.
You know what I was thinking about this
Business.
morning, Mary, on the way over here? I was thinking about different cars that we've had in different times in our life.
Yeah, well,
And I'm not just talking about when we were kids, because when we were kids, the first car that I actually remember well was the 53 Ford.
Mm-hmm.
I was 5. Daddy bought it brand new. It was candy apple red. It
Yeah.
was. of
I
course,
remember
it
the
was-
day that he drove up the driveway with it. I
Do
remember,
you?
Yes, I do. I remember running out there and everybody was just making over it. Yeah, I
It was,
will
it was
remember.
I mean, it was not a car like today. There was no air conditioning. It had radio in it,
Mhm.
which for some of you newcomers, cars didn't always come with radios.
No, that car was the car we went into to Pennsylvania.
Yes, it's the one
Yeah.
we went to see our aunt in Pennsylvania. And we kept that for a
Yeah,
good
we
while,
did.
didn't
Yeah, it was a
we?
53. It was 59. We got a 59.
The 59 Ford was
So that was-
two-tone green.
Yeah. So at 53 and 59, that's 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that one, Daddy bought that big long white station wagon. He did that so he'd have room to track with his
his
with
nets.
this number 3
Yeah.
wash tub back there and
Yeah.
his fishing gear.
I know. I didn't like that car.
And that's the car that
It was bulky.
it was a 1962
Mhm.
Ford, and that's the car we had when Daddy died.
Yeah.
And then Mama traded it in on a smaller car,
Mhm.
not too long after he died. And
And then after then, she got a new car. It was pretty often.
yeah, she got her first new car. Mama bought in Mississippi. It was a green, probably a Bel Air Chevrolet. It was a Chevrolet. I know it was green.
I don't even remember the color.
But do you remember the first car that you had personally? Did you have a car before?
I
you
never
got
had a car
married?
before I got married. No, I did not. I paid to go to work. Mama had a car, but I paid somebody to ride to work.
You gave
I carpooled.
okay.
So I paid. I didn't get a car. I never got a car until I got married. And my husband had a. I'm trying to think what it was. He had a car when we got married, but had some problems. So he traded that in and got a pickup. Then whenever I got pregnant with Carla, I had. He went down and bought a brand new one off the showcase. He bought a brand new car.
Was that El
That
Camino?
El Camino. He
It
bought
was
an El
beautiful.
He bought an El Camino because we had to have something nicer for the baby. And then whenever I got pregnant with Chuck, which was 2 years later, he went down there. We was just, you know what we owed on that car when he went down there? $900. We almost had that car paid for. And I told Bobby, I said, we don't need another vehicle. We fixing to have this one paid for. He said, oh, but we do. We're fixing to have another kid. We need another car. So he went out, we went, and I was big pregnant out, and they went to the parking lot. We picked out one, sat down doing the paperwork, and I was just walking around in the car, the building, the showcase. Now, do they still have cars in the showcase?
I don't think they do anymore.
But anyway, it was, and this beautiful green Torina, Toyota, however you call it. It's, what was that called?
Torino? Was it a Ford? Was that Ford?
Yeah, it was a Ford. It was
Okay, Torino.
Yeah, it was.
I think that was how you say it. I
No,
may be wrong.
that Rancherio, but then this other one was it was a Torino, I think is what it's called. That's been 50-something years ago. Anyway, I looked and I told Bobby that they seen me looking at it and admiring it, and they said, Bobby said, "Do you like this one better than you do the one on the car lot?" And I said, "I sure do." If I'm not mistaken, and I think I'm right, that was a mustard yellow that was on that parking lot.
Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure I'm right. I wasn't really happy with it. So, I was just going to take it because, I just take whatever Bobby wanted to buy. And, but when I seen that and they see me eyeing it up, and it cost more
I'm
than
sure
one
it
that
did.
was
It's on the showroom
and
floor.
Bobby said, if that's what she wants, that's just fill the papers out for that. We drove off in that car. They opened them big old doors and we drove off in it. So.
Well, I remember the first car. I was like you. I rode with people, depended on people to take me to work and to come and get me. And I hated it. Oh my goodness, I hated it because people were always late. I could not drill into them. I had to be at work on time. My first real job, I had a job before then, and it was a full-time job, but it was a temporary job. And nobody would hire me because I was only 17. And at that time, you had to be insurable to be hired. Allstate would hire me. There was several different people, the telephone office, but they wouldn't hire me because I was only 17 years old. So I took a temporary job down by Heron Chevrolet in downtown Jackson. And I worked there for several months until I turned 18. And then I started to work at the telephone office downtown Jackson, Mississippi.
Making twice the money I made.
That was when you were pregnant with Carla, because I would go across the street. There was a Woolworth over there.
Well, you worked at that telephone office before I got pregnant.
Yeah, but I was also working there when you were pregnant and when she was born, and I'd buy Carla stuff from that children's shop across the street, real expensive stuff. But the first car that I got, and I had a whole lot of breakdowns and I don't mean breakdowns in car, I'm talking about getting upset because somebody that was supposed to pick me up from work was late and they come flying in there and on two wheels and I'd get to work like 1 minute before I was supposed to be on the switchboard. So I was so happy when I got my first car, and I think Charles got it for me. It was a Dodge Start. It was blue and white. It was a push button. And we had to park, it was where was that second McRae's down there by Edwards Hotel? Was that 2 blocks or 3 blocks
Probably
down?
so, yeah.
I think it was 2 or the 3rd block past where I worked, which it wasn't a big deal. I was a kid, I didn't mind walking. But what they did with this parking lot, it was really small, and they double parked you because they wanted the money, right? They wanted to get as many cars in there as possible, and you had to leave your keys with them. So this was on a Saturday. We had church on Saturday night. We grew up having church on Saturday night. And so when I got off of work, it was probably 9 o'clock or so, I went down there, and my car was gone. And I went to the parking attendant, and he's like, "Well, we'll find it. It's around here somewhere." And I said, "But it was right here." And he said, "We had to move it." And I said, "Well, why did you have to move it?" "We had to move it so somebody could get out." We searched that parking lot over, and that car was gone. Somebody stole it.
Oh.
So I was so upset because my little car, and I think it probably maybe cost $100 or $200, was gone. So I called, and somebody eventually came after me. Well, we made a police report and all the stuff, and Charles and Edward found that car. I've been meaning to mention this to Charles and Edward.
I forgot
Do you
about it.
remember?
I remember them finding it, but I had forgotten
You
the
know
whole
where it was
ordeal.
at?
No, I don't remember
It was in the parking lot on Ellis Avenue.
Is that
At
right?
that, there was I think it was a Jitney Jungle there and a bunch of other stores. And Charles and Edward rode all over Jackson until they found that car, and it had been wrecked. And I think that the insurance did pay whatever the little car was worth. It wasn't much, but then I was back to no car again. And then Charles got me another little car, and it was a light blue Fairlane, but all the gears didn't work. And I didn't start driving like these ones did when they was 10 years old or 9. I started driving when I was 17. I just didn't want any part of driving because I have two brothers and a sister that, you know, they all drove, so why should I drive? I didn't need to drive. But this car I went a lot of places in it, but some of the gears were missing.
Is that right? I remember that because that's after I moved back to Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is so hot in here.
It is. But we turned the AC off because it was making so much noise.
Anyway, you
The oven is
think
still
about
on.
that.
Is
You
that
think
right?
about different cars you've had at different times in your life.
In like 18 more minutes.
And I was thinking about that on the way over
Thank
here
God.
this morning, because I have driven a lot of cars in my lifetime, had a ton of car trouble on the road. I hate car trouble with a passion.
Well, you traveled so much.
I've been
for
broke
the
down
church.
so many times
Yeah.
on the road, from a simple little belt to the transmission going out, and had 3 flats in one night. One time in Natchez, Mississippi, like at 11 o'clock at night, 3 flats.
Well, I didn't. I never had those kind of problems because Bobby always took care of
Right,
things
and
like
I
that.
was, you know, I was
You was single for
I
so
was
many
single
years.
and on the road and driving cars that didn't even belong to me. Most of the time they didn't belong to me, but anyway.
Well, Bobby always seen after that. After I had Chuck, he always seen that he got him a truck. After that, and whenever I bought that Torino car, he bought him a truck, and we always had 2 vehicles because he felt like that. I was home with the kids and that I needed a way to go if the kids
Right,
got
if you
sick or
needed it.
something.
Yeah, he was real good.
He
was real
always
good.
believed that I should have. We always, till he died, we had 2 vehicles. So
Do we have any questions, ladies?
Yes, it's about the souffle.
Okay.
Asked, does the souffle rise? And did you put the powdered sugar on after it cooled?
I did not put the powdered sugar on there after it cooled. Now I may add some more now, but I thought it might soak in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's your preference. I think the powdered sugar might make it a little sweeter if you put it on there while it's hot. You seen how it looked, and all of it did not soak in.
No, it
So,
And does it rise?
and it rised a little bit, but not a whole lot. It didn't
No,
rise.
it didn't. It
It
didn't
didn't
rise
rise a whole lot. It had just a teaspoon and a half of baking powders in that. It didn't rise that much. No, it didn't. So when you put it in the pan, I'm just gonna see if it was done. No, it doesn't rise hardly at all. So
Not like it.
that will tell you kind of how what size pan to put it in. You seen that little loaf pan was what is that, about an 8x4? It's 9x4
Something like
something like
that,
that. It doesn't, when it cooks, it does not rise much.
So
Not at
this
all.
is not a souffle like a dessert
Right.
souffle that
Right.
rises up above the container
Right.
that it's in.
No,
That's
it
probably
does.
what they're
Yeah,
thinking about.
yeah, it does not do that. No. But so we're gonna be at your house tomorrow.
Yep, Lord willing, and
Creek don't
weather is okay. The creek
Yeah.
don't rise. The trees don't blow down across the.
That's right. It's supposed to come start
Yeah.
rainstorm tonight.
So tomorrow, I am making an easy peasy Oreo cake. It's very, very easy to make. This would be something great to make with your kids
Good, good.
because it's very easy. And I want to tell y'all something that you was talking about ham earlier. You know how you do when you look at recipes, and we have got so many recipes that we look through constantly. And I was looking through this recipe with the ham, and I like this, I don't like that. I like this, I don't like that. So that's how we sometimes when we're making a recipe, because it's like writing directions to go somewhere. Unless you've been there, you might not get them directions right. Especially if it's something that's changed over the years and the old Fuller barn's not there anymore. So you got to find some new directions to put down. But I saw this recipe, and I bought the cutest little ham yesterday. Mary.
Did you?
Have you seen the little baby spiral hams?
No.
They are cute as they can be.
Where'd you
They're about
find
this
it?
big.
Where'd you
The
find
thing
it?
was $13. be a little pizza spiral. We're gonna get people after I imagine what they did, Mary. It is a spiral ham, and I haven't opened it, so I don't know. But I'm gonna cook this little dude next week.
Okay.
And you cook it in the pressure cooker.
Is that right? Don't have a bone in it.
I don't know if it does or not, but you can
Okay.
cook something with the bone in the
Yeah.
pressure cooker, can't
Yeah,
you?
well, yeah, you can.
And you know what
Yeah,
I'm gonna
roast
you know what I'm gonna cook
bones.
with it in the ceramic pot?
What?
Those little petite, the little baby
Potatoes?
sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes.
You
Okay.
know, they come in one of them little mesh
Yeah,
sacks, and they're
right.
not big. They're
Okay,
you know
yeah,
they're
I've
like
seen
3 or
them.
4 inches long, and they're not big around. Don't you think that would be good?
Yeah, it'd be good. That sweet potato would probably get the flavor in the ham.
Well,
if that's what we're talking.
the sweet potato's not going to be cooked with the ham.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
cooking that in the ceramic
Okay.
pot.
Okay. Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna cook this ham
Okay.
in the bottom of the
Okay.
pot.
Okay.
And I'm really excited. I hope I don't get home and Mike's got that ham open, because if he has, I'll have to go buy another one, because that ham's got cooking that ham next week.
I laid out. First of all, this morning I laid out the ham bone from a ham that I cooked a few weeks ago, and it still had a lot of it was a spiral ham sliced, and it still had a lot of ham on it. And I got it out this morning. I said, I'm gonna cook me some beans and ham. And I remembered I laid out 3 chicken breasts last night that I was gonna cook and
Today.
didn't, so I have to cook the chicken breast today.
We're having chicken tonight too.
Yeah, I'm gonna grill it for us.
So you know these shoes I bought the Skechers. You know,
Yeah.
I bought them a couple of weeks ago. I know I'm old enough to know not to buy shoes unless you try them on, but I did order these online, and they were the right size. And there's very few shoemakers that even make a size 5, but unless that make size 5 boots. But I got these, and I really like them. They have a very good arch support, so I ordered another pair.
Okay.
Dark ones. These are
Okay.
light. I ordered a
Okay.
dark pair. Got them while we were gone to ladies' conference.
Okay.
And I know that if I try on a pair of shoes and I can't walk out the door when I buy them with them on my feet, I will not wear them.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
that comfortable.
Sure.
So these dark blue ones that I got, I picked them up out of the box and I felt the heel and I said, I can't wear these shoes. The heel was like a 2x4. It was that
really?
stiff.
Mm.
So I got
Yeah.
to go and take those back.
Okay.
I ordered them from Kohl's, so I'm just
Okay.
going to take them back
Okay.
at the store.
Okay.
But I was real disappointed. Exact same kind, exact
Yeah.
same shoe number, but a different shoe.
Huh.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is. It is. I have to
So-
be careful on kind of I have that I don't know if it's arthritis or a spur on top of my foot on that bone.
Yeah.
It's a bone spur. That's what the foot doctor said. It's a bone spur. So I can't wear high top tennis shoes
Because of that.
Because of that.
Well, I guess the Lord knew I probably didn't need but one pair anyway. I wanted some dark ones to wear with my blue jean skirts. But I won't be ordering anymore. I'll have to.
Yeah.
And the bad thing about it is you can't find a size 5 in the store. And
Yeah, I know it. Oh,
They
I
don't
know
have
it.
a size 5.
I know, and I've looked
That
for it.
size 5 that
Yeah, I
you
found
found
at
at
Brown's
Brown's,
Shoe Store.
it was
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
It was the heel was it was too hard.
Yeah.
I just couldn't wear it. And I do not like
Well,
blisters.
I like these shoes I got on.
Now, are
what
those
are they called?
new? Did you
Let
just
me
get
see.
them?
I got it Brown's.
Which one?
Oh yeah, they are new.
Birkenstocks. They're
What,
Birkenstocks.
Squint your legs.
Oh, God. It ain't showing. I'm behind the table.
Well, you're okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know how much they could see your other leg.
Anyway, well, I thought that it would be out of the oven. Let me check and see. I really wasn't trying to wait till it came out, but
Well, you showed them that. You already showed them the
them.
finished.
I don't think we have to show them this.
So y'all don't
Yeah, I'll
forget
cook it a little bit
Thursday
longer.
with
I need to
with
cook it a
our
little
special
longer.
guest that we're going to have here.
Yes.
Make sure, if you can, to watch it, but not to fret if you can't watch it live. You can still be in the drawing,
Right.
and you can still have fun. So just make sure that you like and share all of our videos.
Right. But Thursday's the one we're
Yeah,
gonna.
but Thursday it's gonna be a real treat. So
Okay.
y'all are not gonna want to miss this one way or the other.
Right. We love y'all. We thank y'all for staying with us, and don't forget to count your blessings.
Bye.
Bye-bye.